Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the GM. It is your guy, Boulanger. Up next on the GM, mocking the Ravens. Do me a quick favor, hit like, subscribe, and the notification bell so that you get updates when we upload new content. Let's talk about it. So, the Baltimore Ravens have some big holes to fill on both offense and defense. And so, the draft probably is going to be a way where the Baltimore Ravens can get some of those uh, holes filled, both plug and play players and also some depth pieces. And so we're going to start our mock draft. And just like most Ravens content creators, my first time doing it, we didn't do it at all last year. So in this first video, what we're going to be doing is we're just going to let the simulator run 3 rounds of a draft. The simulator is going to do all the picking, and then we're just going to present the picks. The second half of this video, we're actually going to do another 3 round mock draft, and we're going to do the picking, and we're going to see what we can come up with. So let's get started. Well, number 30 pick in this mock draft, the simulator picks for the Baltimore Ravens, Adonai Mitchell, wide receiver out of Texas. This wide receiver is 6'4", roughly 196 pounds. The pros of this wide receiver is that he has a wide catch radius. He can make the contested catches. He has good straight line speed. The cons of this wide receiver is that he needs to get stronger to play at the NFL level, and he needs to become a more consistent route runner. Nevertheless, this is a good pick for the Ravens if he is available at number 30, simply because he offers the Baltimore Ravens a wide receiver body type skill set that the Ravens just don't have. This would be a benefit to the Ravens to have a guy with this size and this catch radius, because he would certainly help with boundary catches, and he could certainly help improve the deep ball accuracy for Lamar Jackson. Having smaller receivers, the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson have to be more accurate when you're throwing to a guy 5'8", 5'9", 5'10", whatever the size of our wide receivers are. But having a guy this size, this length, this catch radius will allow Lamar just to put it in his area code as long as it's mostly on target and he has an opportunity to come down with the ball. I think if Mitchell is there at number 30, I have no problem with this pick, especially if he performs well at the NFL Combine. The next guy up at pick number 62, according to the draft simulator, is Leonard Taylor, defensive tackle out of the University of Miami. Now, Taylor is a big defensive tackle, 6'3", 300 plus pounds, a guy who has good power and good strength. Some pros about Taylor is that he has quick feet, and his power and strength causes him to demand a double team. He has the ability to push the pocket and create some disruption up the middle. Some of the cons about Taylor is that he tends to get high, which then causes him to get washed out with those double teams. I like this pick for the Baltimore Ravens, depending upon what happens with Justin Metabike. Right now, we have no clue how that contract will go, if he'll get a contract, if he'll get franchise tagged, or if they'll let him walk in free agency. I don't see them just letting him walk without putting up a fight to keep him. But if Metabike leaves, Leonard Taylor out of Miami could be a solid choice to be a replacement. In the third round is tight end Ben Sinnott out of Kansas State. He's 6'4", 254 pounds. The pros about this tight end is that he is probably the most universal blocker at the tight end position in this draft. He can line up in line as a blocker. He has explosiveness to take on bigger blockers, good power, good strength, but he could also line up in the backfield and be a lead blocker. The cons for Sadat is that he's just not that good of a receiver, or he hasn't shown that skill set in college. So that may be a lack of an opportunity situation. I don't like this pick for the Baltimore Ravens. I think that if the Baltimore Ravens would select a tight end, I think third round is too early. Uh, Not even sure if we should even be selecting or thinking tight end, even if he is the best player on the board at that point in time. I think with Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, Charlie Kolar, and a practice squad guy and Travis Vakalik from last year who showed a lot of promise, I think tight end should be on our radar in this 2024 draft. As we switch gears, we're going to begin to take into consideration. Another 3 rounds um, of prospects, and in this particular portion of the video, I will be doing the selecting. The simulator will select all the other picks except for who is available for the Baltimore Ravens, and I'll be making those selections. So let's not delay. Let's jump right into this next selection. The first pick in my mock draft at number 30 for the Baltimore Ravens is the wide receiver out of LSU, Brian Thomas. Brian Thomas is a big wide receiver, 6'4", 200 plus pounds, who has the ability to be a number one guy at the NFL level. Some pros about this wide receiver: he has great speed, he has the ability to make the downfield catch, he is a matchup nightmare for opposing cornerbacks, he has the ability to make the 50-50 catch, and he maintains his speed throughout his route. Some cons about this wide receiver is that sometimes he does not play up to his size. He needs to improve his playing strength, and he needs to improve his route running consistency. I like this pick for the Baltimore Ravens, not just because it's my pick, but simply because he offers the Baltimore Ravens a wide receiver that they just don't have. A big body wide receiver who has speed, who can make the intermediate catch, the downfield catch, who can go in on slant routes, things of that nature, make the catch on the boundary, and one of those guys you can throw a jump ball up to, and he can come down with the ball. This is the type of wide receiver that the Baltimore Ravens, I think, have been searching for, and they can certainly get him in the first round if he drops. I think that if he performs well at the NFL Combine and runs faster than his 4.5 projection, I think that he'll move up into probably the top 20 of this draft. A guy with this size, his speed, catch radius, things of that nature may not be available to the Baltimore Ravens at number 30, but if he is, I think that he's a steal if all his medicals and combine um, performance checks out. Michael Hall, defensive tackle out of Ohio State, is the number 62 pick for the Baltimore Ravens in the second round. This defensive tackle is 6'2", 280 pounds with a compact build. The pros for this player is that he has a low center of gravity, a strong base, and he plays with power. He has speed and quickness to create some interior pass rush. Some cons about this player is that due to his short arms, he has the tendency to let blockers get into his body. I like this pick for the Baltimore Ravens because he's the best player available at a possible position of need. He has the ability to step right in as a rookie and provide immediate replacement value for a guy like a Justin Metabike if the Baltimore Ravens lose him in free agency. The final pick of this mock draft in the third round, number 93 for the Baltimore Ravens, is offensive tackle out of Yale, Kyron Amigja. Big, strong, powerful offensive tackle. This guy is 6'5", 6'6", 320 plus pounds, and he has the ability to play multiple positions across the offensive line. The pros for this offensive tackle is that he plays with a lot of power and strength and great length, good balance. He also has the ability to handle both power rushers and speed rushers, and this guy is known to have kind of a nasty streak, which serves well to play at the NFL level. He's also considered a mauler, dominant in the run game. The concept of this offensive tackle is just that although he has quick feet, sometimes he can take some missteps and get out of position on certain plays. I like this pick for the Baltimore Ravens in the third round because he has a lot of comparisons to first round draft picks. I think that if this guy performs well in the combine, shows great power, great strength, and shows off that foot quickness, I think he moves up from the third round into the second round, maybe be at the point where the Baltimore Ravens can take him with number 62 overall if they don't grab one of the highly rated offensive tackles, whether Guyton at number 30 or Amarius Mims at number 30. Either one of those guys could be available for the Ravens in the bottom of that first round. But if not, uh, Kyron Amigja in the second round or in the third round, if he is available, will be a great pick. So listen, that concludes the mock draft, both the draft simulation and then the ones I selected through the simulation. Let me know what you guys want me to know about these draft picks. I promise that these mock drafts will get better. They'll be more consistent. This is my first time doing it, so I had to kind of figure out how to communicate the players and the commentary along with it. Listen, I appreciate you guys. I'm your guy Boulanger. This is the GM, and I'm out.